Parents, today we're reviewing one of the most talked about parenting books of the year, The Anxious Generation by Jonathan Haidt. This book has already sold over 300,000 copies, and parents and educators everywhere are saying the same thing. Finally, someone is connecting the dots. If you are worried about your child's mental health, screen time habits, or social media use, you're not alone. And this book finally addresses what we all have been experiencing. The Anxious Generation describes how today's generation has grown up differently, indoors, online, and often isolated behind screens, and how that change correlates with a sharp rise in anxiety, depression, loneliness, and cyberbullying. This isn't about blaming technology. It's about understanding how it's changing childhood and what we can do about it. Before we give you the most valuable insights from this book, we want to tell you a little bit more about how you can learn each week at our parent engagement events at smartsocial.com. Remember that we host 50+ live online virtual events on major social media topics each week that help you keep your kids safe on social media so they can someday shine online. You can learn more at smartsocial.com about some of our next virtual online events that'll help you with screen time safety, dangerous challenges, the most popular apps like Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, disappearing messages, video games, and a whole lot more. Now let's review some of the most powerful insights you'll find in The Anxious Generation. First, the author suggests that childhood needs to be play-based and in person. Play, risk-taking, and face-to-face relationships build resilience. Also, early smartphone and social media use increase anxiety. The earlier kids are exposed, the harder it is for their emotional development. In addition, they say that boys and girls are affected differently. Girls often experience more internalized anxiety and social comparison, while boys tend to withdraw. And last, the author suggests that delaying smartphone use is one of the best protective steps. Holding off until at least high school can help kids thrive offline first. Now, parents are loving this book because it doesn't just highlight the problems, it empowers you with real solutions. So what can you do starting today? Well, first, consider encouraging your kids to play outside and build offline friendships. Also, consider delaying smartphones. A simple phone for calls and texts is often enough for middle school. Now, here at smartsocial.com, we hear of many families giving their kids a phone in middle school for texting and calling privileges. While this is great, we do strongly suggest that a family delay a child from getting social media until the age of 16 or beyond, so they're more equipped to avoid the issues discussed in this book. Also, the author wants you to consider creating technology-free zones in your house, especially during meal times and before bedtime. Now, small changes lead to big shifts, and every step you take helps to build your child's resilience in facing real-world challenges rather than escaping to screens. And to help you start the conversation, I'm going to share with you 5 simple dialogue starters you can use with your children. First, consider asking your child, what's your favorite way to have fun without screens? Next, you could ask, how do you feel after you've been on social media for more than an hour? Another possible dialogue starter could be, who's someone you really like hanging out with in person? In addition, you could ask your child, hey, if we planned a screen-free Saturday, what would you want to do? And a final possible dialogue starter could be, what's one thing you think would make our family's screen time healthier? Parents, you might be shocked at how many solutions your kids come up with on their own as they work with you to make screen time a healthier part of the family. Also, don't forget, the only social media safety app that will protect your kids is when you have a rich and open and honest ongoing conversation so that you can build a strong relationship with your child so they come to you if they see anything inappropriate online. For more expert tips, tools, and resources to support your family so your kids can be safe and someday shine online, head on over to smartsocial.com. And parents, remember to keep it light, bright, and polite because your kids are watching what you're doing online. We'll see you on the next episode.